Hey, evening. Just waiting for the lovely Lidianna to go live at some point. How is everyone? Loads of people alive. How is everyone? Here she is. Hang on a minute. In you come. How is everyone? Fed up? Hi.
Hi. Hi, beautiful. How are you?
I'm good. How are you? You look all glam and like lippy and like.
I did it for you. I did it for you. You know, I knew I was going to come to speak to Queen Emma. So hello, hello.
No, Queen Emma literally is just has just managed to get off the two of our one down, the other two who are normally in bed a good hour ago. They
Oh,
won't have it. They won't having any of it tonight. So I've
oh,
left my hubby wrestling one of them. So
oh,
it was a quick shit. It's 8:30.
God bless you. No, you look great. You look absolutely beautiful. And
Anyway, how are you? How are
I
you?
am good. I'm enjoying the weather. I really like, I have this routine now. Like every week, my routine changes, but the routine that I have right now is brilliant. So I'm really enjoying it.
What is your routine? Because that's one bit of advice everyone says
Mhm.
about for mental health and for
Absolutely.
kind of, getting in the zone and having positivity and getting through things is have a routine. So I'll do your intro in a minute. Tell us your
Oh, thank
routine.
you. No, so right now it's waking up around 7, 8 o'clock and
Hmm.
having time to have a really nice, good breakfast. Like my food is right now Instagrammable. It's that good. It's like so beautiful, but sometimes I'm so hungry and I eat it quickly and I'm like, I forgot to take a picture. But I'm literally just doing like creating beautiful food with love. I go to the garden at least for an hour a day. So if I can, I go for 2 hours just to be outside for vitamin
Yeah,
D.
indeed.
I do a bit of work. I always try to do a bit of work in the morning, so before 12, and then a bit of work between 12 and 6, and then just 1 or 2 hours of work towards the end. But with me, with the kind of work that I do, it's all a bit of creative, a bit of admin, a bit like to keep a balance. Like every day is different, but I feel relaxed when I go to bed. I don't feel like, oh my God, I forgot to do a million things and there are a million thousand to-do lists that I haven't done yet. So it's difficult to explain, but this week it's a good, nice, balanced
I
week.
flow.
Yeah.
Nice. So explain, is it, I might get the Shegitu.
Shegitu,
Shegitu?
perfect.
If
Yes.
I got it perfect. So Shegitu is so the art of sensual dance and empowerment, and
Yeah.
you've done workshops for KK,
Yes, I
on
did.
it,
Yes.
so which was amazing, and everyone loved it, and I think you're doing more. Explain what it is, and why you launched it. What was the theory behind it? Yeah.
Thank you. So I started Shegitu 4 years ago, and I basically got made redundant from my normal day job, and I thought, oh my God, I need to create something. I need to create something. And then I always had the idea of, I've been always a dancer, so I always had the idea of doing something, but I just didn't know exactly what. But what actually led for me to create that as well, apart from my redundancy, was also the fact that I work in the entertainment industry. So modeling, singing, dancing, and you get to hear a lot more. You're not good enough. You're not beautiful enough. You're too short, too big, too small, too dark, too whatsoever. And sometimes it really breaks you. And at some point I thought to myself, okay, I'm a strong person, but what would another woman go through, or how would she feel if she had to listen to what I hear every single day?
Yeah.
And you always hear in the news, like, people committing suicide, this, that, not feeling beautiful enough, and all that kind of stuff. So I thought I need to create something that is actually going to change a small part of this world. And then the moment came, I got made redundant. Whilst I was at work, I made sure that all the women at my workplace came to my dance class. I said, you have to come, you have to come, everybody, you all have to be there. And they were like, okay. And then they joined, and after that I launched it week after week, week after week, and now 4 years later, it's a full business. I do different courses, I do confidence coaching. I'm now a trained confidence coach. I've done lots and lots of music videos, commercials, and now I'm here with KK. So thank you.
Nice, exactly. You've reached the pinnacle. You're doing KK work.
Exactly.
It doesn't get better than that.
I know.
Yeah,
Amen.
Jennifer Hudson, all these like A-listers that you've danced with, no, they're meaningless. KK, you're here.
I'm really blessed to be here with you. So thank
you. And you say, like, when you do it and you say about becoming the ultimate you, what's the journey in that? What's the process of, yeah?
Good question, because I always believe there's always something that stops us from going to the next level. And I've had that myself. I had to go through it in order to become who I am now. And I'm still going through new things in order to become the new Lidianna, and then the better Lidianna, and then Lidianna 2.0, and all of those different levels of Lidianna that there are. But I think ultimately it's working through all your traumas, like going back to your childhood, going back to all the partners, boyfriends, family, society, everything that they've said to bring you down, to actually rebuild that, rebuild your whole mindset and start from new, and literally become the person that you want to become, and not the person that someone else told you to be. Because for me, even like for many years, I thought maybe something is wrong with me, because I tried to be so much like certain people that were around me. Because I've lived in different countries, I kept on thinking, okay, this is how the people in the UK do it, so maybe that's right. And then eventually I was like, no, I got to go back to who I am and become that person. So it's no fear, being unstoppable, not even rethinking if you should do something. If you want to be a lawyer tomorrow, to say, do you know what? Let me start, let me go to university, let me do this course, and let me be that lawyer. And to not have to ask a million people for opinions, but actually just doing it. I mean, lawyer is a longer process, but for anything that you want to do, to just do it, and to do it with such a confidence.
Now, and on that, do you work with like imposter syndrome and getting women over that sort of, because there is that, and it's surprising me actually how many people, men as well, have that self-doubt. We all, every day, you walk around going, someone's going to catch me out, and realize that I am blagging this and have no idea what I'm doing. So does that kind of come into confidence a lot?
It does. It's usually the students that come to me are usually more the shy version, because I think when you're an imposter or you have that facade, you're not ready to get help. You're not ready to say, okay, this is who I am right now, and I actually want to become someone else, or become the person that I want to be inside of me. But with my other work that I do, the acting and that kind of stuff, I see those people all the time, but it's not the type of people that I would deal with, because they are at a different stage. They're at a stage where they still have to go through that facade and feel comfortable with themselves. And I believe with confidence coaching, you have to be ready, because it's a commitment that you do to yourself and to me, to sit down and be committed for a month or for 2 or for 3 months. And you would not do that if you are comfortable with that imposter kind of that you have.
Yeah, it's the same with anything, isn't it? If you want to make changes in anything, it's the same with your addicts or anything.
Exactly.
No one else can do it, but you've got to want to commit and do it. And on that front, how important do you think, the sensual dance workshops you do for us, how important do you think it is for, let's talk women, because they're the ones that come to the dance workshop, and it's KK. How important do you think it is for women to do these things, and to on a sensual level, and own their femininity and own their sexuality, and because a lot of people don't, or they feel suppressed, and that society's going to judge them, and
exactly. I mean, I find it so important to, what it is with Shegitu is, it's not only a dance class, it's it's that confidence coaching that comes with it. It's the affirmations. It's the sisterhood. Like, even if it's an online class, you know that there are another 50 queens with you online, and it's the empowerment around it. But I think what happens when you start dancing, and especially like a lot of the dance that I do is like, you know, booty related, and, you know, all the waves and all of here, which is like the sacral chakra area. It's like, I think as a woman, the sacral chakra is the whole area, our womb, our vagina, the sacral chakra, everything. It's magic. It's important. That's where life comes through. Like, we are beautiful human beings, and that needs to be awakened. And if that's blocked, we're less creative, we're less emotional, we're less sensual, we are more fearful, and there's so many things that are just completely blocked. And I think it's so important to find ways to awaken that in so many different ways. You can do it through dance, through music, through having sex, there's so many different ways. But what I do and what I'm good at is teaching Shegitu, so that women can leave the class and feel like, oh my God, I've not only moved a certain area, but I've also connected my mind to the body, and now something has awakened, and I feel good, and I feel fresh. I will come back next week. Exactly.
Yeah. Pandora's box is open, and that's it. There's no way. So on that, because you're doing the class, and you've got, you know, it's a sisterhood, and you've got all these people, and whether it's a virtual one, and it's all like-minded women doing it, but you then come out and the beast is awakened, and you go into the world, and it's that, you know, the normal world it's not like that. It's still very judged. It's still sort of wanting to be appeared to, you know, worried about what people think of you. So what's your advice for women who have done the class and been awakened and coming out into the real world and using what they've learned, using those tips and tricks into going into their sex lives, or into just sort of the confidence in just their lives in general? How do you do it without scaring people?
Pardon? Sorry.
How do you tell them to do it? How do you tell them to do it without scaring people?
Yeah, I mean, there are so many different things that they would learn, but one of my favorite things is the praising yourself. I think we don't do it often enough to just say, hey, you did great, you're amazing. People are like, they're not comfortable actually saying out loud, I did great, and I did wonderful. And then also to say to somebody else and be like, oh my God, you did great, you look amazing. Or in the comments like, hey girl, Lauren, I just saw you, you look amazing, and that kind of stuff. So you're only comfortable with those that you know. But what I've noticed is, like, the more often, like, this is more the physical classes, is you come together and it immediately becomes like a sisterhood, and people feel so comfortable to say, oh my God, I like your hair, I like your shoes, where did you get your bodysuit from? And then they leave with that same spirit. They go to the station or something, and then they meet somebody else, and that energy is contagious. So all of a sudden you say to a stranger, oh my God, I like your bag, where is it from? And then you're like feeling so confident. You're like, oh, I just came from the dance class, and you feel good. And the more often you do it, the more your confidence is going to grow. So that's one aspect, like the sharing love. Like I always say, what you give is what you get. So the more love you give, exactly, the more love you give and praise, the more comes back to you. And one other thing is as well, the exercises where we have to walk very confidently and stuff like that. And sometimes we're not aware of it, and we're just, you know, slagging like that, going to Tesco's and stuff like that. But when I hear a good song, and all of a sudden the Beyonce track comes on, and I'm like, okay, Beyonce is awake, and I'm like on the aisle, and then you start walking with such a confidence.
Hang on a minute. Can I just show you that I forgot to bring wine up, and this is my husband bringing my wine up.
Yes, hi. Wonderful. Hello, husband.
Just before I started going, shit, I forgot my wine, and that sort of service we have.
That is so sweet. What a good husband.
I've got my wine now. I've got my wine. But on the passing it forward, it's so true. It's such a little thing, and I always go up to people, or I'll walk past women and I like their perfume or I like their coat, and I'll go, excuse me, but where's your coat for? And you can see they're kind of, they start smiling, you know, they initially they're scared that some strangers have, you know, accosted them in the middle of Waterloo Station. But it's as if you're kind of telling them that they're the most amazing person in the world. And you don't, and I've had it done to me, you know, and occasionally when, every time it does happen, it changes your day and it changes your mood, that someone, it makes you feel good about yourself and that you know, you smell good or you've got a great coat on that some other person, especially another woman, has noticed. And it's just, and it's really easy to do, and yeah, really small things.
It's so much easier to spread light, like positivity, than negativity, because there, in this world we have way too much negativity. It's like so easy to say to someone, oh, I don't like it, and you are like this and you are like that. But where are the people that just share love, love, love? And you need those people. You really do. Like, I get in my inbox very often, like when I do my Happy Monday videos, people are like, I really didn't want to go to work, but then I watched your video and now I'm going to work. I'm like, yeah, you go to work.
Yeah.
But it's nice to have people to just say, hey, you made my day, and then I feel happy, and then I continue making the day of somebody else, and then they continue. So you pay it forward. Just the positivity, the love, the happiness, it just explodes.
Yeah, and it's the same with a tune. You know what I mean? You put one song on, and you can. I went for a run yesterday morning, and I was on a real kind of downer. I just woken up in a downer. I thought, I don't know if I want to run. I don't. And just walking along, and this sort of this wave of, and I love country music, and I just put one on, and it's the opening kind of 10 seconds. I thought, yeah, I feel like running, and literally within a minute, it was like a little woodland trail. I was dancing to the run. I was like going round and round, arms in the air, thinking hopefully no one's going to see me. But it changed everything. You know, it changed everything. It changed my mood for the day. It just changed everything. So we need to dance more. People need to dance more.
Amen. Thank you. That is true. That is true.
Are there any, because other people are in lockdown, and you know people are on, you know, lows and massive anxiety out there, and now, you know, women, a lot with single people, men and women on their own. What have you got? A couple of moves you're able to show us on the screen that go, do you know what, practice this in your living room to a tune that makes you feel better.
I wish I was prepared, because what you can't see, but I can send you a video, and then
have you got pajama bottoms on?
It's because I have my First of all, God, thank you. I wanted to say everything apart from that, but thank you, Emma. Thank you. Yes, my whole life is literally between here and
that's the beauty. That's the beauty of it. It's a chat. Honestly,
you got me. And also, I have my tripod literally standing where the lights are and stuff like that, so I would have to move the whole thing into that corner in order.
That's all right. Can you describe one, or like a move with your hand, looking in the mirror, or something that just kind of to kind of own it?
So a lot is booty. So it's literally waving, like the waist. It's literally just, oh, Vanessa's here. Hello. One of the KK girls. So it's all about the sacral chakra. So kind of moving in this area, like between my beautiful top and my pajama bottom. A lot of it is also twerking. Everyone knows how to twerk, or they know how it looks.
Yeah.
When it comes to facial expression, everyone has got a different face. But for me, I always say focus on eye contact. So whatever move you do, just don't do, because your audience could be your partner, could be yourself, could be an actual audience. They're just connected to you when you're connected to them. So especially when it's sensual and you're doing a lap dance choreography and stuff like that, what you don't want to do is have your audience here and then be like doing all of that. You know? What you want to do is you look.
Nice. You have me there.
That's right. So eye contact, a bit of belly stuff, twerking, and the rest will be seen on the 18th of June with KK and Shegitu collaboration on Zoom.
That's a virtual workshop, isn't it?
Yeah, that's.
I might join that one actually. To be honest, the middle of my body is like, and especially after 3 kids, is like solid, rigid. I like try doing my waist, and I'm like.
I'm sure it's not that bad. Everyone always says that, and then they come to the class, and then they're like, woo, woo, woo.
Yeah. Exactly. And have you and during like the last couple of months, and you have you very much gone obviously you've gone virtual, so you're really busy, moved everything into virtual and all your classes, and you haven't found, and have you found that an issue, or that people actually will still really want to do it?
Well, there are. I think at the
Thanks,
beginning
Vanessa.
it was very. I think at the beginning it was a bit scary because I had one or two people, because I've been doing my confidence coaching online anyway, because they're international clients. So the talking was never a problem. I didn't know that teaching dance with the latency, with the music, with the microphone was that much work. I mean, every week there was something. Let's change the music. The music has to be louder. The microphone, this, that. So I had to invest into a whole new setup with a whole Janet Jackson microphone, having that at back. Like, it's a whole new setup. So hoping that the sound, because the thing is, you don't know how it's being delivered. So it's not one person where you can say, can you hear me? Do you understand me? And then they can reply. It's like everybody's muted and you just see them dancing, but you don't know if they can hear you properly, if you're loud enough, if you're stuttering, like not stuttering, but like sometimes the connection could be a bit weird. So I think after 5 weeks, we finally got it and it was perfect. And I was like, finally, perfect. And it gave me so much confidence because I was like, okay, thank you for the beautiful equipment that actually works. And it was new because I had to now go back to my studies. I studied music technology. So I had to go back into the books and be like, okay, audio interface, cable, microphone, this, that. And it was a challenge, but I love it because now I'm talking to, every week we have ladies from Turkey, from Belgium, from America, from Germany, from Netherlands, Sweden, South Africa, Ethiopia, maybe countries that I would never ever visit, maybe women that I would never ever meet, but then they come to the class and they enjoy it, and it's like it's the international sleigh going around the world.
You don't really, I mean, we've realized that, and with all the virtual stuff that we're doing, even the tour, even this chatting, the how many different nationalities and countries are come in and take part, which we didn't, it wasn't even something we thought about, because it was, all of our events are so offline, and the panel debates or talks with one expert, logistically trying to do it in one city, and not letting other, blocking everyone else, and the legwork involved. And it's kind of within a week of lockdown and us doing our first virtual party and workshop, we were like, why haven't we been doing this?
I know, because now you want to continue doing that, I assume, right? Because now
so we're going to carry it on, and at some point when the offline parties and events happen, which they will, and in major force, all the virtual stuff we're doing, and this we're gonna keep going, because it just allows everyone and anyone in the world, as you said, to so someone's just asked, killing kittens, what does that mean? I'll just tell them that quickly. So, believe it or not, it means every time you masturbate, God kills a kitten.
Oh, I love it.
So basically, if you're having a wank, you're killing a kitten. So if you're killing kittens, then you're just, having lots of pleasure. So I was drunk when I came up with the name.
Oh wow, I love it. I love it. When did you create Killing Kittens?
2005. So yeah, it's been a while. So it's been a roller coaster. And actually, this, when lockdown happened, stuff, we were, it's been 15 years, and we got through 2008 crash and everything, and stuff. It's just sort of, well, what are we going to do, and how can we sort of, but look, exactly how you've done, and the virtual side, and it makes you just snap, doesn't it? And every cloud, you know what I mean? You can always find something.
Exactly.
And so you're doing all these workshops and loads of different nationalities and stuff. Do you find you become a bit of a psychologist to a lot of the girls that take part in the classes? And is there anything in particular, especially in the last 2 months, that a lot you're getting the same sort of questions coming up on?
Yes, I mean, psychologist, not so much. I think I always call myself a coach, because because I'm a coach. So they're still, I think now I get a lot more questions about dance moves right now. It's like every week they've done it, they're like, okay, can you show that move again? Can you tell us what song that was? And I'm like, okay, the move is like this. That's the song. That's the playlist. And people talk about the experience. But when it comes to those that are more interested in the confidence coaching, which is still ongoing, they have always been the ones that would always share, this is what's happening in my relationship right now, or my boyfriend treats me like this, I'm not sure what to do, or like it could be any kind of random question. So those questions are still ongoing, but I find now during lockdown, because I focused a lot more on dance rather than the coaching, everything is, because it's all the time there, nothing much changed around that. But with the dancing, there's a lot more, that move, can we do this, can you use that song, and like there's suggestions, there are ideas, there are I'm bringing my friend from there and she loves you and she knows you from there, and it's just, it feels amazing. Like I usually don't check my messages as often, like I mean the business ones, yeah, but on social media not so much. But now as soon as I see anyone on Shegitu, it's like, okay, you're my favorite girl, so tell me what's happening. So it's always love, it's always pictures from wherever they are around the world, and it's usually moving related. So
yeah. And do you think there's because we've seen a big increase in people wanting to learn, and couples wanting to come to workshops who would never have thought about it before, because they're locked in together and they want to explore their sexuality, and they're finally communicating for the first time. And do you think there's a lot of women coming to the dance, your workshops and classes, going, right, I'm locked in with my boyfriend, let's learn some serious moves?
Yes. Like I had a couple that were like, oh, my husband is going to be there, but he's going to be sitting at the back. I was like, no, your husband needs to be out. You need to do what you got to do in that room by yourself. And they're like, okay, because they were like, is it okay? And I was like, no, you have to learn. And when you've learned it, you use it, and then you surprise him. Because I always like, for those that are interested in the red light special, and that's like the most,
the red light special.
Dun, 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 yes. That one is the most popular course that I do, and that one is basically a 4-week course where you basically meet your limits and your limits meet you. And it's everything from learning how to do a split, how to do like basically your limits. It's like all the dance moves, but not just like, I always tell them we can do level 1, level 2, or level 3. So level 3 would be like doing the move as good as possible, but red light special would be somewhere level 5, where it's so freaky, so amazing, and so beautiful, and you would just make your partner go crazy in the bedroom. And it's and usually in the normal world pre-COVID, we would have a red light basically in the whole studio. You would invite your partner, they would sit on a chair, and you are in charge. So that means eye contact, and then blindfolding him, bringing him into the room, but he can't walk because obviously he's blindfolded. So you have to sit him on a chair. Then you go around the chair. Then you dance. Then you whisper into his ear. And it's all about awakening all his senses. So at the point where the blindfold is gone, he's just like, oh my God, what's happening here? Oh my God. And it feels like 2 minutes to them, or like 2 hours. They don't know. But usually performance is like 15 minutes. But the way the women feel after doing that performance is just an upgrade of 3 years. Like the women that came, they turned from hello to hello. Like it went from 0 to 100, and it's literally an intense course for 4 weeks. And I'm about to start it again, but obviously this time it's going to be online. But yeah, it's all about, setting the mood, being comfortable, and then surprising your partner and feeling like you're in charge, like you do, like you help women and partners and couples to liberate themselves and to do what they want to do and to feel empowered. And it's such a beautiful thing that you do, because it's so important. Like now that I feel empowered, I don't even want to remember how life was when I wasn't feeling like this, because
it's hard
it feels like in a cage. Exactly. It's like you feel like you're, oh my God, I can't do this because of ABC, and I don't want to do this because of that. And no, just do it. Just be yourself. Just be the ultimate you. So yeah, that's really important.
Right. And what are your sort of tips and tricks for sort of like there's so much body hang-ups and low self-esteem, and it's, you know, in women, and the slut shaming, and you know, and body positivity is a massive growing thing, and it's on the up there. What kind of tips and tricks or advice to girls, and you look at them and you go, you're just so beautiful, and they're just this sort of shell. Yeah. What would you say?
Oh, I think it's very, very important to identify the problem, first of all. Meaning, some people grow up with looking absolutely beautiful, but in their minds, they are fixated and they say, no, I'm not beautiful, I'm ugly. So they need to understand. That's me going back to saying earlier about the traumas, to understand where this is coming from. Did someone say that to you? Did you hear it? Is it society? Was it a boyfriend? Once you identify that, then you can start working through it. But in like the easiest way for me to explain it is really just, if you love yourself, that you actually love yourself, meaning you wake up, you look at your hair and you say, okay, hair, I love you. This face is beautiful. I love your face. These shoulders, I love these shoulders. Because when you have a child, you love the child, and the child grows up to be happy and confident. When you have a plant, you will show some love to your plant. You will water it. You say good things to your plant, and it will flourish. The same thing with yourself. Like yeah. A lot of people are, they all say, yeah, I know, yeah, self-love, but they actually don't do it, and they don't believe it, and they don't know how to do it because they have never felt it. So like all the body positivity, it also has to start from within. Like if you don't eat well, if you don't drink enough, if you don't read positive stuff, talk to positive people, say positive things, then inside is not happy. So if it's not happy inside, how can you be happy from the outside? So it's a lot of work. It's worth it, but once you're there, you stay there forever. So the easiest way is to start with affirmations. And sometimes for those that haven't got necessarily the time from the inside, like sometimes I feel good, but then I look at the outside and I was like, okay, but you don't look as good as you feel right now, because you feel good, but you don't look it. So what do? You do your hair, you put some makeup on, and then all of a sudden you're like, okay, I do feel good. And then you believe it. Like what you see is what you believe. And sometimes what you believe is what you see. Yeah. And that's eventually who you become. So here we are.
Nice. What's your go-to song that you, if you're feeling on a real downer, and what's your one song?
There are a couple, but I think as a genre, it would be anything salsa.
Yeah.
So anything that's like da 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 da.
It really gets them. It probably does that. It opens up the hips and the chakra, and yeah, I'd never really thought about that. Yeah.
Exactly. And what's a trick that I do for various reasons? I always listen to my music on YouTube. So well, most of the time now I have Amazon Prime for now. But anyway, going back to YouTube, what I do is to speed up the music. So from 1.0 to 1.5. So all of a sudden it's not la 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 la, it's la 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 la. So all of a sudden you start even moving a lot faster. So the faster you move, the more calories you burn, you get happier, you start sweating, and then you start laughing out of nowhere. So that's what happens to me when it's faster. That is like my happiness, and everything just comes faster. Yeah. Also sometimes when I get ready, I always say, okay, in 2 songs you got to be ready and finished and out the house. And well, this is pre-COVID, now we don't have to leave the house, but you know, I mean, when you say, okay, 2 songs, I have to be ready. So when you speed up the song, you're technically ready after 1.5 songs, which gives you another around 45 seconds extra for you to rest. I'm so German because I grew up in Germany, so it's all about being on time and my culture. So every time I do that, I'm just like, oh my God, I'm 2 minutes early. Okay. Yeah. So happy.
My dad is military, and like very, exactly the same. It was like military timing of everything. You were up and you were out that door.
Yeah,
That combined with boarding school, there's not even a 10-second kind of give on anything.
same.
Yeah,
Like I try. I mean, with the UK people, it's almost like you gotta be 10 minutes late. It's good to be 10 minutes late for them. It's like, oh, I'm 10 minutes late. That's okay. I was
yeah,
20 minutes late. You know? But in Germany, like when you're on time, that's already late for them. It's like you have to be there 10 minutes early in order to be on time. So yeah, still got that stuck at the back.
no. Okay, so there's a final question, which was someone sent in earlier. How do we avoid comparing ourselves with porn stars when going into sexual encounters?
It's the same thing. You would not compare yourself necessarily to someone in a Hollywood movie, because
Yeah,
that's a story, that's a storyline, and we're completely aware of it. We sit down, we watch a movie, and we're like, oh, that's a great movie. But obviously we know that it's, you know, the editing, this and that and that. The same thing, porn is fantasy. Like
yeah,
it's we would never do the sounds and that script line the way they do them in real life. I mean, maybe some people do that, but you would, on a normal day, you would not really do that, because then you would need somebody, a director, that says, and cut, that was the wrong line, you better repeat, I want that man right now. And then you say, oh yes, I want you, but you would not do
yeah.
it. So just
The noises, those noises never normally happen.
exactly. And also you have to imagine that that's probably the most uncomfortable sex to have, like on porn, because you have somebody holding the microphone. Yeah,
Yeah,
literally
it's
there.
not real. It's not real.
It's so like literally people holding the light, and then you have to act. It's all acting. So it's I think comparing is also a bit of it's a thing that society conditioned us to do. It's like, but there was this beautiful meme that I've seen a long time ago, somewhere on Instagram or Facebook, where it said everybody has got their own timeline. Like this person might live wonderful 40 years. This person might live 15 wonderful years, but will be completely rich in those 15 years and will have a wonderful life. Then somebody else might achieve their goals at the age of 65. So
Yeah, I've seen those ones. There's names of people who did it at 80, at 70, at 50, that died at 21. It's it's everything. Yeah,
so
big time.
comparing yourself is almost like it's a nonsense thing. It's like, what for? It's natural. I'm not saying it's not natural. I think it's something that we all do, but it's almost like thinking about something and not getting to the end of the story. It's like reading a book that is just going round and round and round, and it has no end. So once you start, you got to be aware of, okay, where am I trying to go? Because there is no end to this. And plus, what I've learned as well is, and that's something that I've seen a lot through confidence coaching, is there are a lot of people where you think they have it all together.
No.
The outside. She got the house, she's got the husband, she's got the money, everything is easy for her. And now I asked her for one thing and she doesn't want to do it. And then those are the ones that are then sitting with me, and then they tell me what they're actually going through. And I'm just like, wow, you would never be able to
yeah, you don't know. That's the thing. You just don't know what's going on behind. It's that just kind, to everyone.
So when someone is comparing themselves to somebody else, don't only pick the good stuff that you see, but if you wanted to change their lives, you should also be aware that you would also take the bad stuff. And sometimes we can't handle that. So don't even go there. Don't even start comparing yourselves and stuff like that. Plus, that is fantasy anyway. Just the way you see Hollywood movies, knowing that it's fantasy, knowing that the actor has got an actual wife in his real life and stuff like that. And so yeah.
That's the thing, it's exhausting pretending. And that, living life, pretending to be something, it is exhausting, so don't bother.
Yeah.
You know, and if people don't like you, they don't like you. That's what I say. But I'm like Marmite. You know what I mean? It's like, and I don't care. So,
exactly. And for who? For what? Like, what's the point? Like, if people start loving the fake version of you, That's the fake version. Why would you want anyone to like something or someone that you're not?
Yeah.
Like, you want them to love you for who you are. And it's so much easier to live the life that you want, because I always say, unless I'm getting paid to play the life of somebody else, I'm not gonna do it. So act your own life, don't act somebody else's life. Like, it's
Cool.
not a job.
Cool. Well, do you know what? Thank you so much for coming and chatting. And it is 15th of June, isn't it? 15th?
18th.
18th of June, you're doing the KK workshop. So, yeah, if anyone wants to join, then fire away, or join one of your other workshops, of which you have them all week, every week. So,
every Saturday, 7 p.m. UK time on Zoom. Go through my stories, please, ladies. Swipe up, sign up, and that's every week. And then on the 18th, I believe I wasn't able to find it.
Nice.
But make sure you also follow Killing Kittens, the people that came from mine, and then also sign up with them. And then on the 18th of June, we will have a wonderful KK.
Nice. You know, I think I'm going to join that one because, oh yeah, these KK, they need loosening up. So, and you know what? As you saw, the barman that came up with my wine he's probably going to appreciate some like floppy hips. So yeah.
Oh, oh no!
So yeah, thank you so much.
Thank you so much. Thank you for your time, and you are amazing.
I'll see you. Oh yeah, I'll see you for a drink when we're at the other side.
Yes, we will. We will. Thank you so much. See you. Take care. Bye.
She was epic. What energy. Thank you all for tuning in. She was great. So join her workshops or the KK one she's doing, and we're going to be back next Wednesday. And it's all about KK next Wednesday. So a lot of people have been sending in questions to do with Killing Kittens. So we thought we'd do one that is just all about what KK is about, and send any questions you have. Just grill me. I don't care. Just send them all in, and we will be back next Wednesday. See you later. Bye. If I could turn it off.